Alrighty guys, good to have you back on another video of NieR Reincarnation. And today we have some news and a new banner. So as you can see from the intro of Mama, we have the Automata Cameo Celebration. And we get a banner and a campaign along the way. We also got new packs, aka we got price increases across the board for all the European Euro currency countries, including both iOS and Android. That's yeah, not good news for spenders. I'm free to play, so I don't care much about this change, but on the same side I like that the game gets supported by other players, so I can play it and we all can play it. And if Applebot doesn't earn any money, they won't continue providing us a cool game like this. So yeah, it's a bit of a two-edged sword, you know. We have to spend somehow, but they make everything more expensive, which yeah, is not that ideal. Anyway, we have a banner, the Automata Cameo Celebration Festival Summons, and I'm not really going through the notice in depth as usual, but we have all the Automata costumes back, as well as pretty much everything pre 1.5 anniversary. So we have 2B, A2, 9S, 2P, then the two Automata costumes of Akira and Fio, and then we have all the celeb units like Saryu, Demus, Rion, Noel, Gale, Griff, Argo, the New Year's units with Noel, 063Y, we have Christmas as well, and we have summer. So yeah, but not the part 2 summer units with summer F66X or summer 063Y. So yeah, but all of these costumes, they are in the banner. So this is like the most bloated banner we ever had in this game. And we get into the raids in just a second. But first off, we want to talk about the celebration campaign as well. We get some gifts, 3,000 gems, that's pretty nice, out of nowhere. Okay, we take those, that is awesome. Then we have, as you saw a couple of seconds ago, a login bonus with the mech pod 153 times 1, so we get a new companion. This is dark themed, and I think it has a defense up buff for the party. Okay, let's jump into the banner, because that's what most people are most excited about, I guess. So as you can see, there are 3 units featured on the banner, but if we look at the rates, pretty much everyone has the same rate that was in the notice just before. And this is not that high. So as you see with New Year's weapon, 0.09%, not even 0.1% for a featured costume. And this is pretty much the same for every unit out here. So Christmas Fio has the same as Celeb Griff, has the same as Celeb Argo, for example. So the banner is good for 2 reasons. We have the 4-star appearance rate doubled, so as you can see it is 4% and 6% for weapon only, so that is pretty nice. And we can exchange for 150 shards this time, so you need 45,000 gems or 150 summer tickets. And if we look in the exchange, we can see that pretty much every costume is available here. So the Automata units, the Celeb units, the New Year's units, the Christmas units, the summer units, the version 1 summer, as well as all the standard pool units, all the way up to Bloody Griff, but Abstract Yuri isn't included in here. And because of the big exchangeable pool of units, I'll give you some recommendations of what units I think are worth it and some sort of strategy for pulling, okay? So let's start right here. Abstract Marie, not really worth it. These 4 units, not really worth it. Although Lacrima Fio is a good dark support, I wouldn't say she's worth it in this pool of units. Then these 4, Fractured Noelle is very good for Arena, so if you don't have her, she might be a good target. But overall, I think there is more value in this pool than Fractured Noelle. Bloody Griff, out of these 4 units, the top pick in my opinion. He goes into Arena as well as Fractured Noelle, but I think with Bloody Griff you have more value because he's such a meta character as of right now, and I think he won't go anywhere in the near future. So if you want a good Arena unit, and especially if you don't have New Year's 06 Bloody Griff might be a good option to exchange for at 150 shards. I know there's the weekly banner of Griff on as of right now, and he's available there as well, and he has a higher rate. So it basically comes down to, do you want to risk it and maybe get lucky on the weekly Griff banner and get him pretty early? Or do you take the higher chance of more units in a pool with this banner and exchange at the end 1 Bloody Griff for 150 shards? So that is some consideration aspect you might want to think about. These 4 units, they are not worth it to exchange for, as well as these 4, they aren't either. These 4, they are not that good. Here there is Bloody Argo, and I would say if you have a pretty much developed account and, for example, you already have Bloody Griff, Bloody Argo is actually a pretty good target for subjugation. I would love to get a copy of this character, and he would improve pretty much every affinity in subjugation because he's an all-around good support unit. Almost the same level as Xmas Akeha. He also has the 50% pursuit buff for 60 seconds. He doesn't have the 15% attack up buff, but when you cast his skill, all the skills that are already used or they are in queue up mode, they get charged by 20%, I think. And this enables you to use multiple weapon skills and character skills during knockdown and subjugation. And he's such a valuable character for doing this. And because he has the haste, so to say, in his character skill, he's pretty much unique in what he can do and what he can provide you in your subjugation teams. Bloody Lavanya here is actually a good target if you like him for your dark teams in subjugation, but overall pretty much the same with Fractured Noelle. I think there are more characters that have a higher value than Bloody Lavanya. For example, Bloody Argo. Then we have 2 Akeha costumes, and this fire one is actually really good. She is an awesome character and she has an awesome 2-hand sword. If you want more fire support for your subjugation, she's definitely a good option to pick. Although there is a better one, and she's not even on the banner, I think. Where is... Oh, I looked over her. Sorry for that. This Bloodless F66 is actually the best fire support in the game. She has an awesome support staff as well. So if you want to improve your fire teams, you much rather go for Bloodless F66 instead of this Fractured Akeha here. Then we have these 4 units. I love Bloody Akeha. She is a good healer and she has a lot of tankiness, and I use her pretty much in every tower content after she got the change to her character skill that she also heals right now, but not worth it to exchange in this pool compared to other units. Then we have Fractured Demas. She's a good wind support, but on the same level as Abstract Marie, pretty much the same, with minor differences. Then these 4 units, they are pretty mid. Then we have Abstract Rion. He is to this day one of the best supports in the game after his change to have an eye rebuff in his character skill and also a static 20% Valiance as a passive. He is since then a pretty good support unit, but since he's an abstract version, I guess a lot of people already have him, so he's not really that suitable as an exchange unit. We have this Summer Akea here. She has one of the best PvP swords in the game with 20% fleet foot and 50% crit rate. Awesome sub-weapon for Arena. Her character is pretty much outdated as of right now in the current meta, but she has one of the best debris in the game. It's if I remember correctly, a 35% water boon debris for 35 seconds or so, and you equip that with your Fractured Noel and your Golden with an Agility Rusher, or even as a CDR unit in Arena. What else is in here? So yeah, of course we have Xmas Akeha. If you still miss her, she's pretty much a must exchange unit in this pool of characters because to this day she's still the best support unit in the game. No more explanation needed. Theo, pretty good for Arena, building some fast cooldown reduction teams, and Rion is an okay agility rusher in Arena. Then we have Celeb Sario. She has an awesome top tier sub staff. Her staff has Lucid Boon and a 30% Bolt Vigor, which is awesome as a sub weapon and even as a main head weapon. It is pretty usable in Subjugation. NieR Rion is okay, but not really great light support unit. NieR 063Y, good tank for Arena, but if you have the option between him and Bloody Griff, I would always choose Bloody Griff. And NieR's Noel, pretty trash. Celeb Demos, still pretty good for Arena and some high-end PvE content. And Celeb Noel, she has some niche uses in Subjugation if you need an attack buffer with a 4-hit character skill for combo wave 1. And her weapon is still pretty good, has an attack buff for 30 seconds and an eye buff for 30 seconds. So her weapon is actually pretty good, but not worth exchanging for. Then we have, of course, Celeb Gale, to this day one of the best DPS units. If you don't have her, it's pretty much very worth it to get her on this exchange, or you pull her from the banner. Then we have Automata Theo and Automata Akeha. This Akeha, I have her at Awakening 3, and when you awaken her 5 times, she gets a 10% static agility debris, and this is pretty cool. I was hesitating going for her whenever she comes back, but certainly not on this banner, so exchanging her for 150 shards, there is pretty much more value for other characters, as we saw. And then the 4 Automata units, 2P, 9S, A2, and 2B. So if you're a fan of 2B, yes, that's pretty much the only chance you get her, because the rate is so low, 0.09%, it's not that much, especially if you only pull 150 times. So if you really want 2B, you can exchange here for her, but she's not relevant in the current meta. She got a buff a couple of months ago, but still not really worth it to use her in any of the Subjugation teams, and even in Arena there are better characters out there. Unfortunately, yeah, she's not a good unit anymore. A2 is usable for some teams in Subjugation, still a pretty good damage dealer, and has a very low Sea Gorge character skill, and she deals good damage still, even after over 1 year in the game. 2P is okay, has a 5-hit character skill and good damage, with the multipliers almost 1000 damage, and has the Ambush passive, but not as good as other units in the game. So to summarize, what units on this exchange here are worth it, in a nutshell. Celeb Gale, Christmas Akiha, Bloody Argo, and Bloody Griff. Yes, these 4 units, they are pretty good. Bloody Griff, Bloody Argo, and the 2 MVPs in Subjugation, Christmas Akiha and Celeb Gale. So yeah, these are pretty good. To conclude, to whom is this banner actually good? I would say it's pretty good for all the new players that started on the 1.5 anniversary or the Persona 5 Royal collaboration, because this banner features not only a 4-star appearance rate, so when you just started you naturally don't have that much of a variety when it comes to 4-star costumes, but it also features pretty much all the limited costumes we had pre this summer banner. Of course, we have also the Automata units in here, but as you saw with the rate, 0.09% is not that high, and although I like all of them, they are pretty much outdated. In my opinion, it's a bit of a waste to exchange for them for 150 charge when there are so much better units in the exchange pool than the Automata ones. It seems like we won't get an event rerun of the Automata one, and because of that I really wonder what is right around the corner, because the Persona 5 Royal collaboration ends pretty soonish, and by the way, did you look at the banners we have in the game as of right now? We have like 15, I think. We have 15 banners up in the current state. So, and pretty much all of them end on the 13th of October, so we should get something after this. And I'm really excited for what it is. Maybe a new chapter, maybe a new variation event, maybe even some Halloween stuff. So watch out for that, and I think we see it in the near future. As for myself, will I pull on this banner? In general, I do like 4-star appearance rate doubled, and it is a 25% discount, so we only need 45,000 gems or 150 summon tickets, and it's pretty much good value there. But in the end, for what would I exchange here? I don't have Bloody Griff myself, but I much rather go to his weekly banner, because on the weekly banner his rate is astronomically high compared to the Automata Cameo Celebration one, because as you can see, all Griff here, they are right up at 0.75%, so it's highly likely that I even get Bloody Griff on this banner before I reach the pity. So yeah, I probably skip this one and watch out for another 4-star appearance rate doubled in the future. What are your thoughts about this banner? Do you think it's worth it? Will you pull on the banner? Again, as I said, if you started on the 1.5 anniversary or the Persona 5 Royal collaboration, I think this banner has good value for you. But for everyone else that has a well-developed account and you look for specific units, I think it's not a good idea to pull here and save your gems for later. That should do it. Without further ado, I wish you a nice rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.